Imagine a world where billions scroll endlessly, curating perfect lives through filtered selfies and staged moments. Yet, in the shadows of this digital spotlight, there are those who remain invisible, no photos, no updates, just quiet observation. What drives them to stay hidden in an era that screams for visibility? Their choice isn't weakness. It's a profound psychological strategy that reveals more about human nature than any viral post ever could. In today's hyper-connected society, most of us feel an invisible pull to share. We post a vacation photo, hoping for likes that validate our happiness. We upload a gym selfie, seeking approval for our efforts. But deep down, this constant performance drains us. It sparks anxiety when notifications slow, breeds envy as we compare our behind the scenes to others' highlights, and leaves us questioning our worth based on digital metrics. If you've ever stared at your feed feeling empty, wondering why your life doesn't measure up, you're not alone. This struggle touches millions, turning social media from a tool into a trap that erodes our peace. But what if understanding the minds of those who refuse to play this game could free you? By the end of this video, you'll uncover the hidden strengths behind not posting photos, their psychology of quiet power, and gain practical insights to reclaim your own mental space, boost your self-worth, and live more authentically in a world obsessed with appearances. Let's dive into the first core idea. These individuals possess an unshakable sense of privacy that shields their inner world like an invisible fortress. Psychologists describe this as a high privacy orientation, where control over personal information becomes a core value. Unlike the oversharers who broadcast every meal or mood, these people treat their lives as sacred territory. Think of someone like a successful entrepreneur who dominates boardrooms but keeps their profile photo as a generic avatar. Studies from digital behavior experts show that such choices stem from a deep awareness of how data can be misused, hacked, judged, or twisted. In one real-life example, a celebrity like Keanu Reeves rarely posts personal images, not out of reclusiveness, but to preserve his humanity amid fame's glare. This isn't paranoia, it's wisdom. By not posting, they avoid the emotional roller coaster of public scrutiny, maintaining equilibrium in a chaotic online landscape. But pause for a moment. Have you ever regretted a post that invited unwanted opinions into your life? Moving deeper, these non-posters often draw their confidence from within, not from the glow of screens. This trait, known as internal validation, means their self-worth isn't tethered to likes or comments. Psychology research, including work on self-determination theory, highlights how autonomy fuels true fulfillment. External seekers post to fill voids, craving hearts to affirm they're attractive, successful, or loved. In contrast, those who abstain already feel complete. Consider a therapist who advises clients on mental health but shares nothing personal online. Her validation comes from real-world impact, not virtual applause. A study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that people with high self-concept clarity, knowing exactly who they are, post less because they don't need the world to mirror it back. This internal anchor grants them freedom. No pressure to perform, no fear of fading relevance. What if your next big win stayed private? Would it still feel like a victory? Now, let's explore their heightened self-awareness, a quiet superpower that guides every decision. Self-aware individuals constantly reflect, questioning motives before acting. For non-posters, this means recognizing social media's pitfalls. The dopamine hits from notifications that mimic addiction, or the curated facades that distort reality. Carl Jung's concept of the persona, the mask we wear socially, explains why they opt out. Posting photos reinforces a public image that might not align with their true self, leading to dissonance. Take an artist who sketches masterpieces but never photographs them for Instagram. Her self-awareness tells her that sharing could invite criticism that stifles creativity. Psychological studies on introspection show these people score higher on emotional independence, processing experiences internally rather than broadcasting them. This inward focus builds resilience, turning potential vulnerabilities into strengths. Ask yourself, when was the last time you scrolled without judging yourself against someone else's feed? Building on that, emotional intelligence shines brightly in those who choose silence over sharing. Emotional intelligence, as defined by experts like Daniel Goleman, involves managing one's feelings and understanding others. Non-posters excel here by setting firm boundaries, deciding what enters their mental space. They know that posting a photo opens doors to unsolicited advice, envy, or even harassment. In a world where cyberbullying affects 1 in 5 users, this foresight protects their peace. Picture a teacher who inspires students daily but keeps family photos offline. His EQ allows him to empathize with oversharers' needs while prioritizing his own well-being. Research from platforms like Reddit communities on psychology reveals that such individuals experience lower anxiety levels, as they avoid the validation cycle that spikes cortisol. Their choice reflects maturity, valuing depth over display. But here's a thought. Could skipping that next post be the kindest act you do for your future self? Another key aspect is their preference for genuine connections over superficial online ties. Psychology emphasizes that real bonds form through vulnerability in trusted spaces, not broadcasted to thousands. Non-posters invest energy in face-to-face interactions or private messages, where authenticity thrives without performance. Self-determination theory supports this, noting that relatedness, one of our basic needs, is better met offline. For instance, a traveler who explores remote villages but never posts selfies builds stories shared only with close friends, deepening those relationships. Studies show that passive users, those who lurk without posting, often have stronger offline networks, as they're not diluted by digital distractions. This selective approach ensures their social energy isn't wasted on fleeting likes, fostering lasting fulfillment. Imagine if your closest relationships didn't compete with your online persona. How much richer could they become? Delving further, these individuals masterfully sidestep the comparison trap that ensnares so many. Social comparison theory, proposed by Leon Festinger, explains how we evaluate ourselves against others. On platforms flooded with highlight reels, posting invites inevitable contrasts that breed discontent. Non-posters break this cycle by staying observers, not participants. They recognize that a filtered photo doesn't capture reality's messiness. Consider a fitness enthusiast who trains rigorously but shares no progress pics. His motivation remains intrinsic, untouched by others' gains. Psychological research links reduced posting to higher life satisfaction, as it minimizes upward comparisons that fuel jealousy. By not contributing to the illusion, they preserve their perspective, viewing social media as entertainment, not a benchmark. What if you measured success by your own standards, free from the scroll's shadow? Finally, at the heart of their psychology lies a fierce commitment to authenticity in a performative world. Authenticity means aligning actions with core values, unswayed by trends. Non-posters embody this by rejecting the pressure to curate a brand. Jungian psychology warns that over-identifying with a digital persona erodes the true self. These people choose substance over spectacle, living experiences fully without documenting them. A writer who pens novels but avoids author selfies exemplifies this. Her work speaks, not her image. Studies on digital well-being indicate that such authenticity correlates with lower depression rates, as it eliminates the exhaustion of maintaining facades. Their quiet rebellion challenges the norm, proving that visibility isn't vitality. But stop and reflect. In a sea of staged perfection, isn't true power found in unapologetic realness? Now, for a powerful mindset shift, what if we've been viewing non-posters all wrong? Society labels them as shy or antisocial, but psychology flips the script. Their choice is a masterclass in self-mastery. Instead of seeing absence as lack, recognize it as abundance. Abundant peace, abundant focus, abundant self-respect. This reframes social media not as a necessity, but a choice. Embracing their traits means shifting from seeking validation to cultivating it internally. Success isn't measured by followers, but by how aligned you are with your values. Discipline in privacy builds unbreakable growth, turning the digital noise into background static. You don't need to vanish entirely, but adopting their boundaries could transform your life. Less comparison, more contentment. Less performance, more presence. As we wrap up, remember, in an age where everyone shouts to be heard, The silent ones often hold the deepest wisdom. The psychology of those who don't post photos unveils a path to quieter, stronger living. One where your worth whispers from within, not echoes from the crowd. If this resonated, apply one insight today. Perhaps skip that next post and savor the moment privately. Your mind will thank you. If you found value here, hit that like button. It helps spread these ideas. Subscribe for more dives into the psychology of growth, and drop a comment. Do you post photos often, or do you prefer privacy? Let's discuss below. Until next time, choose your visibility wisely.